Hi folks, Simon here, welcome back to the channel. So got an official update for you in terms of the physical release of the Final Fantasy VII Remake. But if you stay tuned to the end of the video, I've also got an unofficial update which I think will get you guys excited as well. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell notification. Got a whole load of content planned for the upcoming Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we're so close to it now, just 2 weeks to the day. So the official update, which has just been posted on the Square Enix news blog, is as follows. I'm going to start reading it for you. As we prepare for the release of FF7 Remake on April 10, we want to keep you updated on how the proactive measures being taken to prevent the spread of beep virus are likely to affect the distribution and retail landscape in Western regions at launch. So again, this has to do with the physical version of the game, the physical retail release, not the digital edition, which may or may not have its own issues because Sony have recently announced that they're limiting bandwidth. But, you know, there is going to be preload available for that, so maybe they'll put that out a day early, just to make sure that everybody that wants to download that 100 gigabytes of data with those bandwidth limitations in place will be able to do so. But anyway, let's carry on. As you will be aware, many countries are limiting entry or closing their national and state borders and restricting the distribution and delivery of non-essential items. Understandably, these restrictions are being implemented so that essential items can reach their destination as fast as possible. Yeah, you know, I'm sure many of us would consider Final Fantasy VII Remake an essential item, but I suspect the vast majority of governments will not. This does not mean that box copies of Final Fantasy VII Remake will not be dispatched. It just means that we cannot control the date the game may arrive. In other words, Square are pretty much doing what they can do to get the game to us, the physical game, in time for release. But obviously there's a whole lot of other factors at play in terms of imports, exports, in terms of couriers, deliveries, all of that stuff, and all of the issues that those various systems are facing that may mean that there could be potential delay there. In many countries and states, retail stores are closing to help with social distancing measures. If you placed a pre-order with one of these retailers, we advise you to check their websites for the latest information about the status of pre-orders, as well as pickup and or delivery information. Please ensure yada yada that your address is correct, etc. Okay, so yep, I know a lot of you guys have pre-ordered with physical retail stores, and a lot of those are closing or have closed. So sound advice, you're going to want to try and get in touch with them, probably by email, because phone lines are pretty much just not an option right now due to the fact that everybody is trying to use customer services at the moment, and trying to get through can be a complete pain. Finally, we are currently making arrangements to ensure that pre-orders from the Square Enix store reach you by April 10th. So yes, I've actually pre-ordered the First Class Soldier edition myself through the official EU Square Enix website, and I think it was yesterday it was updated to reflect the fact that the shipment has now been initiated, and today it was updated again to something like preparing order or order requested or shipment requested or something like that. And a few people have even said that theirs have been posted now. So it does seem that Square themselves are trying to stay on top of the curve in terms of their own store, as they say here, in order to make sure that, you know, delivery is by release date. We're working hard to ensure as many of you as possible can play the game on April 10th, and we'll update further when we have more information. So I do think that Square are trying to get things dispatched sooner than they normally would because of everything that's going on out there, and it's a crazy place, obviously very unpredictable. So, you know, kudos to Square. They haven't delayed the game again. That was probably not going to be an option for them because of all the various deals they've got with exclusivity and with all these promotions going on with Butterfingers, and all of that stuff was probably tied to the specific release date, delayed release date of April the 10th, and trying to change that again would have just, I'd imagine, have become a logistical nightmare for them. So kudos to them, they've stuck to that release date, but obviously they only have somewhat of a control over if you can actually get it on that day, as I say, with all of these other things going on. So yeah, I understand there's going to be a little bit of patience required now, and it is all up in the air if you do have a physical copy pre-ordered as to when exactly you're going to get that. So hopefully you guys will get it on release date, but please do keep us appraised, maybe in the comment section of this video and future videos, when it does arrive, so that can help others as well, as to get an idea as to when they may get their copy if they haven't by that time. Right, I also said there was going to be a bit of an unofficial update for you at the end of the video, and that's this. The physical copy does actually exist. As you can see here, this is the physical deluxe edition of Final Fantasy VII Remake. and there's multiple copies here. This is posted by Nate Low 22 over at Reddit, so I'm assuming this is some kind of distribution facility or some kind of retailer that's open somewhere in the world, and they've managed to get their copies of the remake, which also means there's going to be a warning at this point. Might be time to start going offline, going off the internet, not going onto Reddit, things of that nature. These physical copies are out there. They're now in the wild. It's probably going to be sooner rather than later at this point that people are actually going to start playing it before the release date. Those that managed to get hold of their copies early. And that stuff is going to be leaking online. So absolutely, distribution centres at least, probably further down the chain than that, are getting hold of the game now. It's going to end up on the internet. Just be careful. Be warned. You're welcome to stay on my channel. I will be very careful with the information I share. If I do want to share anything that has spoilers in, then I'll make sure to give you ample warning of that. I won't put anything in titles or descriptions that might pop up in, YouTube search in your subscription boxes that could spoil you ahead of time. But thanks so much for stopping by. Let me know in the comment section how you've pre-ordered Final Fantasy VII Remake, digital, physical, where you've purchased from, as in what store, and if you have any updates as to when your delivery may be. But thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.